It's Steve Stine from GuitarZoom here. Thank you so much for joining me. What we're going to be talking about today are 5 basic essential guitar licks that you should start trying to use. You've developed so many wonderful techniques and visualization of your fretboard and all these different things that we can use in our playing. What I want you to do is to start trying to focus on playing some guitar licks. Now, guitar licks are really just combinations of all kinds of different things that we've done before, and there's lots of different things that you can do, but I'm going to show you 5 of them, okay? So the first one we're going to do here is this one. Okay? Now this one starts off with a wonderful bend. It's a 2nd string 8th fret bend, which actually bends to the root, which if we're in the key of A, you're bending to this note right here, which is A. So it's a great way to start a bend. So I'm starting off doing this bend. If you can add vibrato to it, that's wonderful. So I'm bending it up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue on with a dissension through the pentatonic. So I'm playing 5, 8, 5. Then I'm going to head to that 7th fret, do another bend. And this time I'm going to bend it up and bring it back down. So I have... And then I'm going to go 5, and then 7. Okay, so... Now when you do that 7th fret to 5th fret right here, your 2 choices are you're either going to bend it up and bring it back down and pick the 5, or you're going to bend it up, bring it back down, and do a pull-off to the 5. Whatever's comfortable for you. Okay, so this is the first bend, or the first lick. Now, please be aware that the rhythm will change depending on what you're playing over, right? So you might play it a little faster, you might play it a little slower, you might lock into the beat, dun 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 dun, da 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 dun da dum. You can adjust it any way you want, and that is really, really important because guitar licks are almost worthless if you're trying to play a certain speed and a certain feel to it over everything, because you have to always readjust that to be at the tempo and the feel that you're playing over. So that's the first one we're going to be looking at. So check that one out. All right, so lick number 2, what we're going to do is we're going to slide in with this airplane slide. So then we're working from the lower register, moving up a little bit. So I'm going to slide into the 7th fret with my 3rd finger. Then I'm going to play the 5th fret of the 4th string twice. And it's really important to understand that this same note repetition is really important to our playing. We're always thinking we got to move all the time. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we can just stay there and play the same note over and over and over. And then I'm going to go back to the 7th fret of the 5th string, excuse me. And then I'm going to jump over and go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string. Okay. And I'm going to end it by playing 7, 5, 7 on the 4th string. Okay. So again, nice little aggressive lick that you can play. Okay, that end, if it's hard for you to pick those 3 notes using down picking or alternate picking, you can pull and then play, and pull and then pick it. You could hammer or pull off and then hammer. You'd rather do that, right? There's all kinds of neat things that you can do, and that's what I'm excited about, is for you to start understanding how you can morph all of these ideas that I give you into something that feels good to you. You don't have to pick them the same way I do. You don't have to play them at the same tempo I do. Please adjust things so it makes sense to you, so it feels good to you, so you can use it in your own playing. Okay? So we've got... And that's lick number 2. So try that one, and you're ready. Come on back. Now this is a higher register lick, still in the key of A minor pentatonic. We're doing 2 bends, 2 of these basic style bends. And then what you're going to do is you're going to decide whether you want to pull off or whether you want to pick the next note. So we're just descending like a stairs here. We're playing the 15th fret of the first string, we're bending it up a whole step, and then going to the 12th fret. And we're going to do the same thing on the second string, but we got to play 15 to 13 to be in the key of A minor pentatonic. These notes are part of the A minor pentatonic scale. And then we're going to head down to the 14th fret of the third string, which is the A. So we have... What I want you to notice is what I really like about this is spending some time bent up, right, when I do this. The most important part is the bend, taking my time to get there and hang out for a while. Then I'm descending and heading down to the lower fret. Okay, now you could pull those if you'd rather do that as well. Notice how I'm playing the first note and I'm pulling off to the 12. And then the 13. And then the 14 there. Whatever you like, okay? I could play it more systematically. Okay? Which is very sort of Jimmy Page-ish. I could do something like that too. So again, changing up the vibe, changing up the feel of what you're doing to do something a little bit different, which is really cool. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. What we're doing is we're doing a pull-off from 8 to 5, and then we're going to go to the 7th fret, then we're going to go back to the 5, and that's all we're doing is going pull-off, pick, pick. Now, the trick to this guitar lick is that when you play the 7th fret and then you're going back to the 5th fret of the second string, you've got to learn to push that guitar pick through like this. Okay, you got to push that through. If you try and do this, it'll slow it down. You got to learn how to push it through. Now, if you think about it, if I started with a down pick, which is perfectly fine, and then I play these two downs that are pushing through like I'm playing a guitar chord, and notice how I'm separating those two notes. I'm not doing that. I'm playing this one, and then I'm playing this one. Then, if you think about it, I just ended with these two down strums, so I'm actually sitting underneath the second string right now because I just pushed through. So what I do then is to start all over, I play an up strum. So I'm playing down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. And the two downs are together. And that's how the speed is created of this lick. So it's a really, really, really common guitar lick that we use in rock and roll and metal and country and all kinds of different things. But the trick isn't so much what you're doing with your fretting hand, it's what you're doing with your picking hand. So when you start the lick, it doesn't matter whether you start with a down or an up, because that note's free. But then from there, you play these two downs. And again, I like to separate those notes. And then I play the upstroke. And it sounds really great. All right, this is a really neat lick that you can play that looks good from a visual standpoint, and it's very effective because you're kind of all over one of these positions. I'm actually playing in the 4th position of minor pentatonic, if you know what that is, and if you don't worry about it. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to play up the position, and I'm going to use pull-offs. Now, you don't have to, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm playing 12-14 on the 3rd string, 13-15 on the 2nd string, and I'm using the same fingers for both these. I'm using 1 and 3. Now, again, you don't have to, but that's what feels comfortable to me. Then what I'm going to do is head over to the 12th fret of the 1st string. And then I'm going to slide through these strings in what we refer to as an arpeggio. Now, you don't have to worry about that right now, but that's what I'm doing. So I'm playing this 12, and then I'm going to play this 13, and then I'm going to play this 14. So it looks like this. Now, it's not so fast that you have to worry about which ones are downs and which ones are ups. I wouldn't really worry about that too much. If you want to know what I'm doing, I'm playing down, up, down. So I'm going down, up, down, but you certainly don't have to do that. Now, when I play the 14th fret of the 3rd string, I'm going to do a pull off to the 12. And then I'm going to do a pull off from 14 to 12 on the 4th string. So I have... And then I'm going to slide to the 10th fret. So I'm not picking in between. I'm going... And I'm playing the 12th fret of the 5th string with my 3rd finger, which is the A. It's the root. That's what I'm looking for. Now, when you do the slide on the 4th string, you can either do a pull-off from 14 to 12 and then slide with your 1st finger, or you could slide with the 3rd finger from 14 to 12, then do your pull-off. So look at the difference. Here's the first one. Here's the second one. And either way, you're getting the same effect. It's just what's more comfortable for you. I would say probably 95% of the time I'm going to play 14, pull off to 12, then slide with my 1st finger. But it's just whatever feels good at the time that I kind of wind up doing. So here's 5 guitar licks for you to start utilizing in your playing, and understand that they are going to morph in tempo and in groove, right? Whether it's going dun, 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 or dun, 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 or all kinds of different things like that. You might readjust these a little bit, right? If I played this straight, it would sound like that. If I played it with a swing feel, it's going to feel like that. See how I picked all those that time? And I don't even have to play all the way through. I could play part of it. And then change up the rhythm of the rest of it. That's the beauty of this stuff, is there's so many different ways that you can do it. So it's not just learning it and then being done and moving on to something else. I can't say that enough. It's learning how to really grab it and change it and morph it and twist it and understand it and absorb it, analyze it, and figure out how you can use it. So I just gave you 5 licks, but even if you only took one of them and really made it make sense to you, it would be amazing. Okay? So please keep practicing, stay positive, and really explore these things. Don't just be, an information hound where you just keep watching 7,000 videos and you never really learn how to absorb any of it, because it doesn't do you any good. Take something and take some time with it and figure out how you can use that for your benefit in your playing. So it's not just one of 70 million videos you can watch. Don't do that, okay? Make it make sense to you. Make it beneficial to you. So today